Okay, so it's just afternoon. We're back on the Nipissing. We all tried our hands at fishing that little hole. And like I said, G lost 2 at the boat. I got a couple of hits, he got a couple other hits, but no fish ever left the water. So anyway, we got a long day, so back at it. Okay, so we're doing a 2100 down the Nipissing. So far this is our biggest portage of the trip, and I think of the day. I don't know if we have other ones that are longer. I know the ones going into Nadine is pretty long, but mostly because it's just uphill. Thank God we're not going to Nadine today, but yeah, just focus on my breathing and chip away. Okay, so we just finished that 21. It was a lot longer and a lot more rough than I remember it. And John said the same thing. So John got here first, me second. Edgar and Mike are leapfrogging with the canoe, so one will carry the back of the canoe and then drop the canoe, and the other will take over the canoe in his pack. So John just went back to give them a hand with the boat. And then we have a little paddle, a 400 meter, a little paddle 400 meter, and then then we have a paddle to the, there's 3 campsites on that. A couple of years ago I actually had to double carry it, not because we single carried the portage, but then I had to go back because I forgot my cell phone at the put in, and on the way back I had seen a wolf, but I didn't have a cell phone to take a picture. So anyway, yeah, things are going well. It's like 1:30, so yeah, we should be, you know, if we stop and take our time, fish some spots and whatnot, then we should be camp around 4 maybe. It's going well. Okay, so there's a log jam back there. Me and John found this trail the last time we were here, just through the alders, like a little portage that everybody's been working on over the years, I guess. I guess it's like 3 o'clock. We're doing pretty good. I'm just waiting for everybody to portage around that log jam, and then we'll get back on the water. Okay, so we're doing our almost second to last portage technically, but we're staying on the last portage. So we're doing this one. It's a small, I think 5 or something like that, and then the other one is a 1500, and we're gonna stay on that one, probably on the second campsite on the portage right beside the rapids. Long day so far. Nice to get out of the boat, get the blood flowing though. You can do it, man! Alright, so there's some waterfalls here. Got a little cast. I caught a little brookie. It's not huge. Hey, chill out. And they're so slippery. Okay. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we're just fishing here at these little falls. I caught 2. You got 1. You got 1 so far, right, G? Yeah. This was a lot bigger than the one that I got. I got a little guy this, and a guy about that big that spit it off just when he got to the boat. But a lot of strikes. So at least to see the trout are still in the river in June. Maybe not as much as, you know, in May, but they're still here. Okay, so the twisty path was not as long as I thought it was. So we're at our portage, last portage of the day. Probably take the middle campsite. Assuming it's going to be where the most breeze is going to be. The third one is very gorgeous campsite, but it's very sappy. So, yeah. See you on the other side. Alright, so we're at camp here. We get the third campsite. Worked out better for the hammocks, and actually it's like nice and wide open. The footing is not as bad as when me and G were here last. The boat's tied up at the bottom. Edgar rolling a cigar. John and Mike making craft dinner. My food's rehydrating, and I'm going to set up my hammock in the meantime. There's Mike. Say something special, Mike. Huh? Okay. So, morning of day 3. Day 3? Yeah. Well, yes, day 4. It's Monday. So, after our third night. Anyway, so we're back on the Nipissing. We're gonna head up towards where it starts to head north towards Nadine. And we got that really slow uphill portage there. Paddle Nadine and then over towards Osler and Little Osler. So we don't have a big day. We have quite a bit of portage, but not a whole lot of paddle. Temperature dropped down really quite a bit last night. I didn't have any problems, but Edgar got up cold and had to readjust his undercoat. So we'll see what today has in store. It'd be nice to get to camp at a decent time and do some fishing and have a little bit of camp life, because we've just mostly been traveling. We had 2 very long travel days. Yeah, park is very quiet. I think we ran across one guy coming down the Nipissing with his dog, and on the way in there was a couple that I think they were doing a day paddle, and then there was one person that we saw on a campsite. So we've seen a total of 4 people, to include a couple. So, but it's going good. We're having fun. We're all joking and laughing and trying to forget all our problems at home. Okay, so just did the 850. That's probably the best everything's felt so far. I didn't have the canoe shifting, the backpack was riding properly. less fidgeting with everything. So I was able to work through the shoulder burn and just do it in one shot without stopping, which is nice. So it makes a difference when you're not fidgeting with things constantly. I don't know what was wrong before the other portages, but so I dialed it in with the length of the strap and where my pack is riding, the way I packed it this morning maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's very, very buggy on the portages. I'm using bug spray, so they're not really biting me, but they're just annoying. So we'll get back on the river and they'll disappear again. I was telling Mike and Edgar we should stop for a little water break, and this is the first time I've been here where I haven't had to wait for my ears to stop ringing, because I work in a metal shop and I do furniture at home, so everything is like grinders and saws and constant noise. But because of the quarantine before we came, I guess my ears got used to quiet already. So it usually takes me, like I said, about 2-3 days before the ringing in my ear goes away. So now it's really nice. It's really quiet. You just hear the birds in the background. Every now and then, a little something. Oh, we're at the portage to Nadine. This should be fun. Constant uphill. Anyway, we only got two bigger portages left today, so. Hey, so we're starting the 14 to Nadine, 1400. So me and G have done this on several times. It's Mike and Edgar's first time. You just kind of gotta chip away at it. It's slow uphill the whole way. Then we're gonna paddle through there and then go through towards Little Osler. Thank God, water. Nadine, that portage is killer. So happy to see this right now. I have no idea. Shout. There's a little guy here, but still hooked up. That's good. Alright, so we just had some lunch. Caught that one little trout, and Mike and Edgar are eating now. They had some fishing rod difficulties getting things strung up and whatnot. They had a big bird's nest. So John's been trolling the lake and then stopping casting. I don't think he's gotten anything yet. But I'm just chilling on my boat here. Already eaten, caught a fish. Might fish a little bit more. Just enjoying floating around. Okay, so we just finished the 1800 from Nadine to Osler. Just had a little bit of a snack. Edgar and Mike just got here with their packs in the canoe. Me and John have been here for a bit. So yeah, so now we have an 800 into Little Osler, and hopefully we have a nice place that we can just jump in the lake, because I think after 3 days of bug spray and sweating and whatnot, I think we all need a good swim. So looking forward to it. Hopefully get a nice campsite, put all the hammocks on it, bug shelter, whatnot. Okay, so last portage of the day. It's 800 meter. Apparently goes straight up and straight down at a 55 meter elevation, and then all the way down. So can't wait to get to camp, take off these wet shoes, make a coffee, chill out, make a smoky fire, whatnot. Let's see on the other side. Okay, so the guys are getting off the portage, and I'm just paddling out because there's only like three campsites in this tiny lake, so I figured I'd just do something instead of sitting there. So the first one beside the portage is like an overgrown cave. This one's nice, but it's a little dark. Lots of hammock spots, but a little dark. And there's like about 8 feet out, and then the water just kind of drops off. So it'll be good to swim. Let's see what the other one looks like. I'm gonna go from there. Okay, so this one is nice as well. It's more open than the other one. The other one is a little bit nicer, a little bit more sun. This has hammock trees everywhere. Nice little fire pit here with some benches. Yeah. So either one would actually work for tonight, so I'll let them, I'll describe them, and maybe they'll want to paddle over, I don't know. Anyway, we'll go from there. Okay, so we're halfway through the trip here. It's Tuesday, day 5. So we're just packing up camp. Apparently there was some kind of ruckus in the woods last night. I slept way through it, and I was sleeping solid. It was like a moose or a bear or something just ripping down trees. I did wake up for like a wolf or a fox running through camp, but only because it ran right beside my hammock. So we're getting geared up for either our first short day or another long day. We have to go down Maple Creek, and the map says that depending on the water level and the alders, it might not be passable at all. So if that's the case, then we're going to go up into Maple and then over towards 3 Mile and then back down. We're supposed to stay on 1 mile tonight, but yeah, 1 mile. Yeah, see how it goes. Okay, so onto the water. It's 9 o'clock, a little bit later than I'd like to get going, but I'm assuming we're going to be hitting the portage around 9:30. Mike still has his entire hammock to take down. Edgar's finishing up. G's almost done. So I'm just going to throw a couple of lines while I wait. Get away from the mosquitoes, because they're pretty thick this morning. And yeah, maybe hook up a little trout in the morning. A little motivation to get me through the day. Yeah, if we have to go through Maple and towards 3 Mile, then it's going to be a long day, as opposed to the 4-hour day that we had planned, until John noticed that the caption on the Maple Creek portages. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our 3 portages towards the Maple Creek, and then there's a 255 that we have to do that'll give us a good idea of the water levels and how overgrown the alders are. So anyway, we'll go from there. Okay, so just to show, I'm just going to show you a couple of the lures that have caught the fish on mostly. It's just been 2 lures. So I got this Len Thompson with the 3 colors, green, blue, and silver, and bronze in the back. And the other ones I caught on were this EGB, bronze in the back, and like this cream gold in the front. So I've just been throwing the Len Thompson for about the past 15 minutes. I'm going to switch over to the EGB, see if it makes a difference. Okay, so first cast with the EGB, literally, and I've hooked up a fish right away. Seems like a good size. Oh yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, still, chill out, chill out. Chill out. Chill out. And he swallowed this. Alright, chill, 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 chill. Stop. Stop. There we go. There he is. There we go. First cast with EGB. Okay, so you know why they call it Heart Attack Hill. We're going constant down. We hit the peak towards the beginning, and now it's just like a constant 30-degree downhill as far as I can see. Glad we're not doing it in the opposite direction. Me and John did it in the opposite direction a couple of years ago. That almost killed us. It wasn't until yesterday that John reminded me this is the one that kicked our ass. I think I was blocking it from my mind. Yeah, it'd be pretty intense going the other way, I remember. I found my thrill on Heart Attack Hill. Yeah, so we had a big pick up and then constant downhill. Yeah. Very happy, not that it was a great portage, but very happy we didn't do it in the opposite direction again, because that first thing in the morning would kind of kill the day a little bit. So anyway, we're waiting for Mike and Edgar. John's over by, I think, the next portage already, and then hopefully we can make our way to Maple Creek and get through it. It'd be nice to have a short day today and just enjoy some camp life, because even yesterday we must have got to camp around 4:30ish after fishing and whatnot. But mosquitoes are bad today. Overcast, but we're out here. Okay, so we have another 700-meter portage to Maple Creek, at which time we'll have a good idea whether we have a small day or a long day. I'm hoping for small. The sun's starting to come out now. The air is very stagnant, there's no wind really, so the mosquitoes, the black flies are pretty intense. But so far me and John have had pretty good luck fishing. Almost on all the lakes and places we stopped to camp, or stopped to fish, that is. Either me or him hooked up a trout or some other fish. So Mike and Edgar are still fishless, but they haven't fished as much as me and John.
It's one of the secrets to fishing.
You gotta fish.
You gotta fish.
You gotta fish to catch fish?
Yeah.
Is that how that works? It's like you gotta, you know, I don't know. Okay, so we just hit Maple Creek. Water seems at a decent level. So we're gonna head down it, do the little, was it 265, something like that, and hopefully the alders aren't too overgrown and it shall be passable, because a nice short day today would be nice. Some camp life, some swimming, whatnot, some fishing. So, oh, Mike broke out the bug jacket. Here's where the pack boats come in handy. Me and John just dragged our boats and bags over the beaver dam. Edgar and Mike have to take their bags out and get it over. It's good, almost 20 inches up. Well, apparently we got about 7 of these to cross. Okay, so we're went on Maple Creek, and me and John stopped at the exact spot where the portage is supposed to be. There's obviously no portage marker, so there's a path through a bunch of overgrown alders, and I went in about, I'd say about 25 feet, and GPS had me standing on the portage trail, and I couldn't see through anything really. So now we're off towards Maple Lake and up as far as we can get towards 3 Mile. Okay, so we're gonna start our little adventure here. It takes some time. It's noon right now, 12:15. We're gonna go up Maple Creek into Arab and then up into Maple and see how far we can get, because we would like to try and go through 3 Mile and then down towards Bigger, which is where we're supposed to be in 2 days or 2 nights. So we'll be off track for 1 night, but we don't really have a choice because there was not getting through that portage whatsoever. So okay, so this is the portage from Arab to Maple. It's a bridge here. I don't remember a bridge. The last time we did it. Here, logging road, I guess. Okay, so we're now on Maple for the app, which is weird because it's just Maple, which kind of reminds me of my breakfast every morning with the oats, maple, pouch of maple. Anyway. So we'll see what happens. We'll get to the end of this lake and we'll make a decision. Taking couple of us are burned out, me included. But we'll go from there. A lot of conversation and see what's what. Hey, so we're slowly chipping away at our distance here. We just stopped at the campsite beside the portage towards Rat Trap. So we're just gonna take a break here. Snap Mike's neck back into shape. Hector's gonna walk on my lower back like a little massage woman.
That's what you call little one.
Oh, it's a nice lake, Rat Trap. I wonder why it's called Rat Trap. Maybe because it's the only campsite on this lake. You get caught in a trap. If somebody's on it, you gotta either go back or push forward. So anyway, I'm gonna fill the platypus from the middle of the lake, which I like to do before we get to camp. That way we don't have all the crap that's on the side of the shore. And usually if it's a half decent put in, I'll actually get in the boat to go and fill it every time. But so far we've been lucky. We've had some places with flowing water that was pretty clean along the Nipissing, and other places that were easy to fill. So we just finished supper. Decided to go down cast a couple of lines. Got small bass, a rock bass, and a giant perch. John hooked up a rock bass, and Mike is trying his hands at the place where I was fishing. Hopefully Edgar will throw in a line too. He hasn't gotten fish yet, so. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. We're on the water on Rat Trap. I got lucky. I freed up enough space in my backpack to fit my camera bag. What's that?
Hey, Jared.
Hey.
If you have a chance, you know where my boat is?
Yeah, so I freed up enough space in my backpack to fit my camera bag, so that way it doesn't have to be in the boat while it's raining. It's just like a tool bag that I put all my cameras in Ziploc bags.
Right away, don't worry about it.
So it should be a long rainy day. We got a lot of portage, about 6K of portage if we're actually going to get to bigger today. But the fact that it's early in the morning, we have a little bit more chance. So cross our fingers, hope for the best. Alright, so there's this giant rock here. Me and Mike have been trying to climb it for the past 15 minutes. So I made it up. Here's Mike.
I'm not gonna make it up.
There's the rock. It's very slick. There's all moss stuff everywhere. There's nowhere to hold on to. You can make it up, Mike. You can do it. You can do it. We need Rob Schneider cheering you on. You can do it.